Hello, welcome back to Aqua World. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Cam. You can call me Camera or Aqua Girl, okay? We are here, we are present, and we are doing better than yesterday. Okay? I'm here with my special guest.
Hey.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am C. Grace. Most know me as Grace.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
it's me.
Welcome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for having me
Of
on a part of the Aqua World. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate
course.
that. First of all, let's talk about your name. And keep in mind, this is a friend of mine, so we know each other.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so tell me about your name, C. Grace. When I first heard your name, I was like, wow. Like when I really put it together, I was like, wow, that's like really deep, actually.
Oh, right.
You know?
Here we go. Already, yes, that's crazy. Because people just like, oh, is that your name? Like, really, C. Grace? Or why do they call you that? So, putting my name out there, my name is C. Grace D'Angela. When you see it and you take that A off of the Angela, you see C. Grace D'Angel. Yes.
Wow. I don't know if I knew that.
Oh, really? You didn't know that?
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah. So my mom named me, from what I was told, I was a cold blue baby when I was born.
Cold blue?
Yeah.
What's
so
that?
like I wasn't breathing.
Oh.
So they had to resuscitate me. Yeah. I was a
Wow.
premature, underweight, of course. Yeah. So they didn't think I was gonna make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they named you C. Grace the Angel because you made it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Thanks. Shout out to my mama for that.
Okay, shout out to mom. So the reason why I wanted to have C. Grace on the show today is because we are in the month of October, and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and my girl C. Grace here is a survivor. Praise the Lord.
Okay. Amen.
Okay, and I just wanted to talk about your story because I think it's very interesting. I remember when you told me about it. Actually, we were taking pictures in my in my room that day.
Yes.
And I remember you telling me the story, and I was like really touched. Like I was like, oh my God, like it's crazy.
Yes, definitely crazy.
Just kind of get into how you found out.
Okay.
Just if you can from the beginning.
Okay.
What you remember.
Okay, so this was 2019. I'm going to say the holiday season, towards the end of the year, holiday season 2019.
Yeah.
I'm just going about my life. I'm just, hanging out, doing stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And I happened to just like feel on my chest one day.
Right.
And I felt something. I was like, oh, this is weird.
Right.
It wasn't here yesterday, I don't think,
Right.
I'm like, okay. After that, I actually started like having shooting pains. Yeah, on this area. I'm
Like randomly?
Okay, randomly, yes.
Yeah.
Very random. Like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
I felt the lump or, what I felt like a rock to me, like a little rock.
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, it's nothing, whatever. Really, I'm just like, it's gonna go away, or my body, sometimes your nerves just be jumping,
Right.
shooting off.
Okay,
So
no, I hear
I'm
you,
like,
yes.
chest spasm, I don't know.
Right.
And I just still was like, it's gonna go away, it's nothing. My birthday in 2020 comes up, and that night, I feel it. I'm like, dang, it's still here. So at this point, it's probably like a month or two that I
Right.
know it's here.
Right.
2020, of course, for everyone is crazy,
Yeah.
I'm actually going through it with my aunt, who is in like the process of transitioning from, just her health just declined rapidly. So I'm going through that, and
Right.
I'm still not thinking nothing of it,
Right.
not just going day to day.
Right.
Eventually, my aunt, she did pass away in the beginning of May, right before Mother's Day. So that was really heavy,
God
for
rest
the
her soul.
family.
Yeah.
Thank you. Still going through it. Mind you, this is holiday 2019 to May. So this is about, let me say, 4 months?
Yeah.
Okay. We get through that, and June comes up, and I'm sitting at work,
Yeah.
and I have a pain, and I feel this lump, And literally, like I always say, like I felt it was my aunt. Like an angel came to me. It was like, take your ass to the doctor.
Right.
Girl, my
Like in that moment.
In that moment, when I felt it, when I felt that pain and I still knew it was here, that voice in my head, listen to them voices in your head, y'all.
That
okay,
part.
because you know, you just have to take that moment and, okay, is this what it's telling me? You know, even though it may be nothing, you know, or it's a sign. If you're asking for signs, God is going to show you.
Okay.
So
Amen.
I said, hey, okay. Immediately, Kim, pulled out my card.
Yes.
Let me call the doctor.
Yes.
I didn't have a primary doctor at the time, so you know how that goes. We have to find one, have to call around.
Right.
Blindly search for someone who I feel is going to be fitting for me in the area, all of that.
Which is a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So that day, I made an appointment. I said, no, you know, I've been having pain. I feel something on my chest, on the side of my chest. I need to come in. I need to see a doctor. Okay, they got me a doctor. Of course, you know, it took a couple weeks for me to get an appointment. But when I went into that appointment, they, you know, the doctor immediately felt that. So from then, she ordered an ultrasound, a mammogram.
Yeah.
Okay, I went through that.
Right.
From the mammogram, they ordered a biopsy. Now, mind you, I've never done any of this, so I'm thinking it's normal.
Right.
You know, this is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But also, like, oh, shoot, a biopsy, like, dang, that's crazy. Like,
Right.
okay.
Because that means they're taking some of your, like,
The
flesh or
tissues
something,
out,
right?
yes.
Right.
So it's like a, you know, they don't have to put you to sleep or anything. It's a little procedure, and they go in. Oh my gosh, it was so painful. It was uncomfortable.
Right.
It was just, and it was scary.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, I'm like, dang, what are you guys doing? Why do you guys have to do all of this? You know, and they're pulling and tugging and just get it all out, get the little cells out and stuff. And they actually, at that time, too, inserted like a marker. So when they look on the scans, they can see where...
what you felt.
Yeah, what I felt.
Right.
The little rock.
Got you.
The lump.
And also, too, you were going through this by yourself. All of this by yourself,
Yeah.
like when you were at the doctor.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So I don't think I told anyone, like, about that. Of course, like, my man, like, oh, you know, this feels weird. What does it feel like, you know?
Right.
And then I let my nephew know, like, oh, yeah, you know, something. He was like, oh, it's just probably, he was like, benign. And I started looking into everything, like, what is that? Oh, it's nothing. It's going to go away. I didn't go deep in it. And of course, I knew, like, I need to get to a doctor anyway. You know, get a checkup, your physical, all of that, at least this year. I did the biopsy, and this is a couple weeks past, and I get a phone call, and, like, to get my results, you know? I'm like, oh, okay, we make an appointment, and I go in. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Right.
I go in on August 10th of 2020, and I sit down with a nurse navigator, and she was the sweetest. Oh my gosh, she was like, and I said it was crazy because, like, she was an angel too, because I literally seen her that one time, and I didn't see her ever again. Even when I went to, like, my appointments, I'm like, I forget her name too, and I try and, like, go back and look at paperwork. Like, she was just there that day for me,
right?
And I don't know what happened. I don't think she works at Torrance Memorial anymore, but I was like, oh my
So she was the one who broke the news to you?
Yes, girl. So she calls me back, and, you know, she tells me, you know her name and who she is. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going in there not expecting, of course, the worst of what I thought, you know, you know. I'm sitting there by myself on her couch. She's like, yeah, so it is a mass there, and according to your biopsy results, it's breast cancer. I said, huh? And immediately I'm bawling, crying, like, I feel like I'm about to die right then and there. I'm like, what? Yes. Oh my gosh, no, I cannot. I just, like, and I'm going crazy. She's talking to me. I can't, of course, remember what was going on because it was a lie, and I'm distraught. You know, when you hear the words, like, you have cancer, to me, like, my life flashed before my eyes.
It's like, girl, you about to get me.
I know, I don't want to. Wait, but it's, pause now.
No, but it's like, that's what makes me think. It's just like you said, your life flashes before your eyes. Like, you just automatically think, okay, am I gonna die?
That was exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
Right.
Like, dang, okay, so you always, well, for me, I think about it like, wow, you know, they say we don't know when, we don't know how, we don't know where, we don't know any of
Yes.
that. So, of course, I like question it sometimes,
Right.
but in that moment, I'm like, so you're telling me.
Right.
You're telling me this is it.
Right.
You know, that's what I thought because
Right.
I didn't know anything about cancer. And you hear people like, oh, it's stage this. Oh, I had stage this. Oh,
Right.
they have stage this. And you're just like, oh, okay. And of course, the higher the numbers, 3, 4, you're like, wow.
Right. The more severe
It's it's severe. Is it really threatening me? You know, my
Yeah.
life right now. So, I did immediately when she told me that. I just thought about everything.
Well, yeah. What was that like car ride home? And just what was that
My
like?
gosh, Cam,
Yes.
that was the longest,
Yes.
the worst. I'm by myself. I have no one to pick me up.
Right.
Everyone's this day at this time is busy because it was later on in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's at work, so he's like, I'm sorry, like I just can't get off because his job was at the time. I need to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. And I'm just like, I'm not even thinking, like, you know,
Right.
whatever. Like, so she let me take my time in the room, which was amazing. Like, kind of get it together, even
Yeah.
though she's like throwing loads of information on me,
right.
you know, setting me up because of course they don't want to wait, you know. They're like, no, let's get this party started now,
Yeah.
you know. So going home, I remember I'm shaky.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh, and I'm just going through it, like trying to really process this diagnosis I just received, you know, like, wow, I never ever in my life would ever think that I would hear those words.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so wow, it was heavy. It was really heavy. I started thinking just random stuff, everything. I'm a mom,
Yeah.
so my baby at the time, like, oh my gosh, she, you know, whew.
Yeah. Did you tell Bella? That's her daughter.
Yes, Bella's my baby.
Yeah.
So, dang, did I tell her? I don't think initially.
Right.
We did not tell her initially. She was, I think, 4
Right.
at the time. But when it came down to me having to go to the hospital and having the surgeries, we would tell her, yeah, I'm going because mommy has a sickness inside her. They have to get out.
Okay.
So I never really kind of explained it was breast cancer then.
Right.
But after the fact, because Bella's hilarious, because she started referring to my boobs as surgeries. And the reason why is because, of course, she was younger, so she was all like over me and stuff. I
Right.
ended up doing a double mastectomy, so that means I didn't, but the surgeons took out all the tissues and put implants in. So she would hop on me, and sometimes
Gotcha.
that stuff would hurt.
Right.
Like, it's painful. Right after surgery, I'm healing, you know, so I would let her know, hey, babe, mommy has surgery, you can't do that. So
Right.
she's like, oh, your surgeries.
Right.
So it was after I kind of healed and I didn't have any more surgeries. I knew I was good. What the doctors deemed me to be cancer-free. I let her know. And she's very... She gets it to me. You know, she gets it
Yeah.
very quick. Like, she understands. So I didn't feel it would be too heavy for her. And then also sharing with her that, like, I'm not the only one, too. Because she would see, you know, others. And then she would start to kind of, like, put 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, like, they have cancer like you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yes. And learning that it's different types.
Right.
And then, too, we're open with her. Like, I talked about how my dad passed away from cancer. Her other grandfather passed away from cancer, you know. So she's like, oh, okay. And I just didn't want her going around thinking that every woman's boobs was surgeries.
Right. Okay. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So the name of the procedure is called, what is it?
It's yes, a mastectomy.
Mastectomy.
And then I did double because I did both.
Okay.
Some women choose to just do one, like that side. And there's different ones. Some women choose a lumpectomy where they just take out the lump. some women choose to go just total take it all and go flat.
Right.
You know,
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay, Jesus. I feel like I've heard that before because my mom had breast cancer as well.
I remember you telling me that.
And she had that procedure done, so I know she had one of them done, taken out and put it
An implant?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel today?
Today I feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's October, so oh my gosh, it's so emotional.
Yeah.
I don't know, this October too, maybe because it's I just feel like I'm a little bit more involved than what I have been because and it, you know what, Cam, to take total off your question, but
It's fine.
it's weird because like I've always just been a breast cancer like supporter.
Yes.
You remember like say the tatas,
Yes.
or boobies, you know, all
Yes.
of that, like that was a real thing back in the day, right?
Right.
So I would have like the bracelets,
I remember that. Yes.
or like the lanyards. Even to this day, and I save those, which is crazy. I have like a lanyard that's like breast cancer awareness way before this was even a part of my life.
Right.
So I had to think about that too. Like, wow, God, like, is this something I should have been serving? You know, like more involved in? Like now you put it on me so I can be like that. You know, like that was crazy, and how I'm here today.
No, that
you
is
know?
really crazy.
Yeah, like
because it's almost like a glimpse.
it.
No, for real, it's almost like a glimpse into your future of like, okay, God, so I'm already aware of this and I'm a supporter, but now you want me to be like actually go through this and then experience it and then after share.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Wow.
You know,
that was
share my
crazy.
story about it.
Yeah. So, and that brings me here to today, where this month is just, especially this year too. I don't know what it is, but I just been like, I've been super emotional since the day before.
Yeah.
I actually went to a breast cancer event. So we kicked off the month a day early, and it was a wonderful event. And, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hearing the stories, hearing the stories and just, you know, seeing like the people, especially ones going through the journey now.
Right, that are still going
they're
through it.
fighting right now. So you feel that as well. But overall, it's a blessing to actually be here.
Yes.
You know, to be able to share my part of my story, to be able to hear the others.
Yes.
You know, for ones that come to me, you know, with their story and just like listening. And some, like Cam, oh my gosh, they really feel like just hopeless sometimes too. You know, cancer is just such an ugly, ugly disease, you know, and it just, you don't know how it's going to take over. So in that moment, you're nervous, you're scared, you have all these thoughts, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, you know, they say like, oh, I had to be put on. Well, you know, I guess I didn't have to because I could make, you know, a choice. Hey, I don't want that. But the doctors recommended me being on a hormonal balancing medication called tamoxifen. And that's normal. Some, you know, women, they take that after for 5 years just to keep your chances lower for the cancer to come back.
Got you.
So my cancer, it was, and because of course you want to know how, what, you know, I didn't have any genes. I did a gene test. So that's important too for everyone out there to know, like, get a BRCA test. If you have cancer history, that's very important to know because that can tell you, okay, you're likely to get this, you're likely to not, you know?
So does that mean you were likely to get it because your father had it or
your father or your mother? But for me, I didn't have any traces of it.
Right.
So it was just like literally random.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't have anywhere. It's like, oh yeah, it's possible to get cancer, but some people can, you know, find that out especially they have that family history. It's good to know. So
and that's called a BRCA test? Yeah,
BRCA genetic testing.
Okay.
I remember my last appointment actually, which was last month now. I asked her, I was like, so my blood results from my last appointment, you know, how were they?
Right.
She's looking back. She's like, oh, they're good. I'm like, okay, well, you could have let me know that,
something.
you
Yes,
know?
yes.
And she's like, well, if you don't hear anything, then you're fine.
But still, that's even another thing of just like, we got to ask questions.
Yes, we have to ask. You have to be an advocate for yourself,
Right.
you know? And it's like, press those doctors. Hey, you know, even if it's good, I want to hear that from you saying, yeah, oh, test results are looking great.
Right,
you know? Like,
yes.
Good. That's all we want to hear. But overall, I mean, I feel good. You know, I'm here for others now. You know, I'm finding out my lane, finding my path and what it is that I need to do. And sometimes it could be overwhelming. You know, sometimes just in hearing the stories, it gets you kind of like depressed too, because you just, this person who's just going through it and you cannot help them, you know? Like,
ooh.
whew, it hurts.
Did you feel like you were like mad at God? Like, did you feel like, did you have like a anger or was it just sadness? Was it like depression? Like what was your mental like?
Wow.
During that time?
So,
because that's heavy.
It was so heavy. So, first hearing it was a shock.
Right.
So, my body is in shock too.
Right.
Once I got through the shock and actually like accepted it to what I knew to accept it as.
Right.
You know,
okay. Not fully.
Yeah,
okay. Right.
Because it's still sometimes like I feel it's not accepted. Like, oh my gosh, like how could you? Sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad as much as I wanted to know the why.
Why? Mm-hmm.
Like why?
Yeah.
Why did it have to be me?
Right.
Like for real.
Right.
I also told you, I took it as a sign. I took it as God was telling me, you need to stop. You need to take care of yourself.
Because do you feel like you were neglecting yourself?
Not necessarily, well, you know what? Slightly, yes. You know, not fully to where it's just like completely, you know, but in some aspects, yes, to where it's like, doing little check-ins, you know, or taking days off. At this point, I was very, very involved in daycare, in my job and work. Being there for the babies, you know, longer hours, weekends.
So you was doing
I was doing a
lot
lot.
hustling.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm like, shoot, I got my family over here, and of course I have to take time for them too. I have my baby, I have to give her time. So I feel like just giving everybody else a piece of me and not taking that for myself.
Yes.
So how are you going to stop?
Okay.
You're not. Because like you said, I'm hustling. Like I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
I got stuff to do. Like these babies literally are depending on me. I have my baby who's definitely every morning waking up, hey, she's, mama, where you at?
Okay.
You know?
And she's a Capricorn, okay? So she a hard worker.
Yeah, I'm the Capricorn.
Okay.
Like, what? No. So not being upset. I think I probably would have been angry if it was further along than what it actually was.
Right.
And not necessarily be angry with God, but with myself. Because I put it off for like 6 months.
Right.
Over 6 months maybe.
And that'd be the thing. It's like, okay, I feel this, but okay.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. Like, you know.
Because I can even say I do that. Like, I feel little things in my body. I'm like, okay, I feel that, but.
Yeah, it's a 30s comment or something, right?
It's fine. It's whatever. But actually, it's just like, actually, no, girl, go to the doctor.
Just go and just hear them say, no, it's nothing.
Yeah.
We can't, you know, don't try and diagnose ourselves. Don't try to go to anything.
Google. Okay.
Don't go. I definitely was depressed.
Yeah.
Definitely did get in a depressing state because now it's like, okay, I feel like I'm running against the clock. How much time do I have? So now I really can't sit down.
Right.
You know, I really have to still keep going. I have to do things. I have to make sure certain things are in order because that just in case.
Just in case.
You know, you want to be safe than sorry. I think that's what it was. You know, just I couldn't be mad at God because it's a reason.
Yeah.
It was a reason that he chose that, you know? So, hey, I'm just going to accept and keep going. But definitely, like, they be like, don't question God, you know, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, no. I definitely was questioning.
Yeah.
I
think that is natural. That's normal to do.
I remember, I can go back in journals. I did take and took that time for myself because, like I said, I wasn't really doing anything for me. You know, like, so that I look at it as a blessing in disguise. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, I needed that for whatever reason. I just needed to pull back from everything because I did. I stopped working. I told my mom because we work together, we have business together. Hey, we're gonna have to find someone else. I just can't right now because I'm having appointments all the time at this point, you know, and making plans. And these are big plans I have to make for being so young. Like, dang, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? So, yeah, it was definitely just a sign to, hey, let me pull you from here and kind of redirect, and then get your life where you want it to be. Kind of focus on you. So crazily to say it, but I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
You mentioned saying to the doctor, like, hey, how are my test results?
Oh, yeah.
So do you find that you had to, especially as being Black women, that you had to be on the doctors? Like, did you find that they were neglecting you at any moments, or did you feel like you really had to fight for yourself? And
for me, which was another blessing, no.
That's great.
Yeah. When I heard the news, the lady told me, I can't remember the size, of course, right now, but she compared it to like the size of a green pea.
Okay.
So, it's very small.
Right.
And she was very informative too and gave me all the documents that I needed. And of course, by the time I'm going to see my oncologist, to see a surgeon, to see a reconstruction surgeon, they know all about me. They have all my documents, that it was a very caring team. And I'm very appreciative of that because I've heard horror stories where they're like, no, my doctor said that, oh, you're too young. Or they'll see the lump, the doctor will probably feel it and say, oh, it'll go away. Yeah, I've heard stories like that, yeah. And exactly, I'm like, wait, huh? So I'm grateful to not have to experience like, oh, I really have to put my foot down. On it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they were, especially, oh my gosh, especially my my surgeon, not the reconstruction one, but my just regular surgeon. She was another blessing, another angel, because I came into them appointments crying.
Yes.
She's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? No, I'm not.
Period.
Why you keep asking me this? No, I'm not. Have you gotten help yet? Do you need this? None of these people are helping me. Like, no, girl.
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, but if you have to be an advocate for yourself, don't be afraid. Don't hold that. If the doctors say one thing, that's fine. And I always, too, I stress to everyone, you know your body best.
Right.
These are the doctor's first time meeting you sometimes. Or you didn't have this in the past. So now we're here with this, whatever is on my body or whatever is making me feel a certain way. So, just tell them. Oh, and you know what? When I say, if that doctor's not listening, if that doctor you feel you're not getting through, it's okay to find someone else.
I was about to say, another opinion.
A second opinion.
Yes.
That is one thing that I wish I would have done, was gotten a second opinion on it. I didn't, because I didn't want to go back through them having to do another biopsy or this or that. And they're like, yeah, it is cancer, But I did also have that in my mind, like, what if it's really not cancer?
Right.
What if it really will go away?
Yeah.
What if it's just really, So, I'm not saying, anyone's doubt it, but you do that. If you want to, go have a second opinion. If you're just not feeling, if you have to beat your doctor up for, getting stuff out, scheduling appointments, do it yourself. And that is the part, too, that is really stressful. That's
what I was gonna say. I can imagine that would be so overwhelming, trying to find, okay, what do I do? Who do I see?
Yeah.
So they, like, when the woman sat you down, she kind of gave you the resources.
Yes, the nurse navigator.
Okay.
Yes, she set me up with the oncologist, set the appointments, made sure, and for up until I met with the actual surgeon, she was making sure that, okay, I had those initial appointments, that especially with my oncologist, everything was going well. So that helped too.
Right.
Because now I have to call.
Right.
And some people do have to do that on their own.
I'm saying, and you can even procrastinate with that.
Yes. And when I hear other people, when we just talking, they're like, yeah, I had to call, I had to do this. I'm like, so y'all didn't have a nurse navigator?
Right.
Well, I did, and they gave me the numbers to do this. Oh, no. Like, I thought everyone was doing the same thing out here, but no.
So you really, okay.
Yeah, it was, that was
It's just making me think of how we start this conversation. C. Grace, D. and Joe.
Yeah.
God was blessing you with all these different angels.
Yes, because he
Okay.
knew. Everyone who knows me knows I'm emotional.
Yes,
Okay, I was crying walking up here. Okay, I think I cried when I saw the text. Like, oh my God, Cam, yes.
Yeah.
But okay.
Just share with the people about the breast cancer awareness walk.
Okay.
That's coming up.
Oh yes. So
She's a part of Our Fight.
Yes, I am a part of a nonprofit called Our Fight Inc., which was another blessing to me because I had a close friend from elementary school who was diagnosed with breast cancer earlier that year, and she started a nonprofit, and that...
Shout out to Cynthia.
Yes. That has been... That has been a blessing,
Just to have like support.
The support,
Yes,
going through it, there's a lot of people who, like we said, they don't look like us or they're older. A lot of older women, it's not really the young ones
Right.
that we encounter or they send us to, to have meetings with and to hang out with and stuff, to hear their stories. So we're like, I stayed away. Like, it was one platform I was on and I cried every week, Kim. I just said, I have to turn the computer off.
Okay.
I can't. It was stressful. So going through that, by yourself was crazy too.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want either to and what I see now is like, oh, you hear it, and now everyone wants to spend time. Everyone wants to make these last memories. Like,
Right.
is this really intentional?
Right.
Like,
Right.
okay, because you guys know something. You
Okay.
think-
Then you start, okay, that's real. You start to feel that.
Yeah.
Like, are y'all just having like a pity on me?
Yeah, I did not want that either.
Right.
Yes, so yeah, I did. I kept it in until when I found out. I think actually Cynthia was the first one to know, and we weren't like every day, talking and stuff. I think it was a surprise to her too because I'm like, I just got this news today, and she's like, wait, what? So that that brought us, closer to where it's like, okay, we can now experience this together.
Right. Okay, it's nothing like
stressful.
having just somebody with you that's going through it.
Yes. How do you tell your closest people? And like I said earlier, when people hear cancer equals death.
Right. Okay.
And it's like, wow, now I'm going to tell you guys how I'm going to go out. This is going to be a rough year because now we're all going to go through it together,
Yes.
And another great thing about my journey is that I did when I felt it in me when I heard that voice, when I made that appointment, it was early enough still.
Yes.
It was still early. It was, like I said, it was only the size of a pea. It hadn't spread.
Right.
And usually cancers, they can spread, fast. So they don't know. That's why they move so fast too.
Right.
They want to be on it. They want to make sure, of course, they here to save your life,
Right.
So, and thankfully, I didn't have to do any chemotherapy or radiation
praise God, yes.
because it didn't spread, and it was so small. So it's just like, okay, let's do the surgery, But on top of that, making sure I take this pill to, hey, keep it low.
Right.
So in going through that, it's like, I think that now maybe if I had to go through that part of the journey, it would have been a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna have to let you know because chemo is ugly.
Right.
So, you want to say, hey, I'm really sick, you know, and it changes. It really does.
Yes.
It changes you. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pop up, you know, looking different one day, you know, but
Yeah.
it was definitely that part I didn't know how to really navigate, like to let my closest ones, how to tell them.
Yeah.
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 And that's, I just kept it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I didn't, even my family.
Really?
Yeah, not only my friends came, like my blood family
Right.
too. Like a lot of people didn't know, like my mom, of course, I had to tell my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't tell nobody.
Right.
She's like, unless you tell them. So I had a meeting with my siblings, and it was probably like my mom, my siblings, that really knew that first part of, you know, the journey up until, you know, me having to go through those surgeries. Yeah.
Now that you have gone through it, if you could go back, would you have changed what you did?
I definitely would have. Yes, I would have. I think I would have, you know, just said it, not been like really fearful of what others, you know, how they would react or express themselves. Definitely my people know sooner.
Just
especially
like your
my
close people.
Yeah, especially
Yes.
to like my family. Like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, why you didn't tell me? You knew this whole time. Because even like a sister, I was
Right.
like, I didn't tell them till it was like, okay, I'm about to have surgery because of this.
Right.
But it's just like, I didn't want people to feel like that pity for me.
Gotcha.
You know, like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, girl.
this-
I can't stand when people feel bad
I just
for me.
did not
Yeah.
want that. You know, I wanted to like, oh, okay, you know, and then too, because I didn't have those extra sessions like chemotherapy and radiation, I think it was kind of easier too. Like, oh, okay, well, hey, I can still show up as me
Right.
even though this is going on. You really
Right.
don't know, but deep down I'm like depressed inside,
Okay.
you know. I think that it's healthy to talk to somebody, you know, someone of course that you trust,
Yeah.
you know, or bring everyone together. But when you feel that the time is
It's
right,
right.
you know, I think that for me too, like gathering in that space, because it was so, you know, it's fun.
Yes.
We're having, you know, we're coming, we're playing games, we're laughing, we're kikiing, we're just talking crap, we're doing all this stuff.
Right.
And why would I want to throw something heavy
It's
on
kind of
people?
like you wanted to be in that. You wanted to take your
That
mind
was
off of
yes,
right.
yes.
Like I want to enjoy this with my friends.
Yes, this is a sense of like, oh, I'm normal right now.
Yeah.
Even though I probably got an appointment next week, but
Right.
I'm normal today.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I went back home, or when I'm at home, when I'm telling you I did not sleep, I lost so much sleep that year. Oh my gosh.
Right. I bet.
And honestly too, like some nights, like I just would keep myself up sometimes because I didn't want to die in my sleep.
Yeah.
A lot of the times that too, you know, it was stressful. So I think that too, if I would have like opened up, you know, maybe I would have had that extra support. Hey, you know, girl, you okay? Those check-ins
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So it's you know, it's just weighing that scale, like
Right.
pros and cons. You know,
Right.
they're really going to be all up on me, but sometimes maybe I can say, hey, I'm feeling this way today. And then too, it's really good to know yourself. Now I feel like I can be open. I think that like this has happened for a reason, because
Yes.
I'm not afraid to tell you no more.
Yeah.
My boundaries.
Okay.
You know, like I've realized that. You know, then I'm like I said, I was here for everyone. Now
Right. Okay. Can't do it.
No, I can't.
Can't do it.
You know, or
Okay.
or even when it is like our group chat, when
Yeah.
hey, it's a turn up tonight. Oh man, I would love to be there. 2020 me was like there.
Right.
Now I'm like, I love you guys so much,
Yes.
but I'm in the bed.
Okay.
You know?
I want to just be with myself. Tonight.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
real. Yes.
So
yes.
it taught me that too. So just finding, hey, if you do want to speak up and be open about what you're going through, yes, absolutely do it.
Yeah.
If you feel that, you know what, I just need this time to myself, absolutely
Right.
do it. You know, hey, I'm just gonna tell this one person, absolutely do it.
Yes.
It's what you definitely feel comfortable with, because at the end of the night, them late nights, early mornings, you really be by yourself.
It's just you.
It's just you. It's you and God. So
Yes.
hey, you have to think about that too. But yeah, I think though, still back to it. You know, at some point, releasing it is very healthy.
Yeah.
At some point, you can't keep everything, you know, bottled up and bottled in, because soon you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and then you may have more control over how that, you know, you express yourself. And once you keep it bottled in, you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And also too, it's like I feel like when you tell somebody, you don't know what that's gonna do for you. Maybe somebody really could be like, wow, this person was really there for me, and I didn't even think that you know,
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I hear you.
Yes.
That's good.
October 14th, we're having our 4th annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk, brought to you by our nonprofit, Our Fight Inc. You can find us on Instagram. You can go to us online, www.ourfights.org, to register to save your space. We are a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to helping the minority women under the age of 40 who had a breast cancer diagnosis.
Wonderful.
Yes, so love to see you come out, check us out, buy some merch, donate, just support, spread the word, tell a friend. If you don't do anything else, just tell a friend, tell a family member.
Yes, that goes a long way.
Yes, yes. Remember, everyone, you're not too young, you're not too old to get a cancer diagnosis, so know yourself, know your body.
What's it called again? What you said, genetic test?
A genetic testing.
What's it called?
What's it called? BRCA test.
BRCA test. I'm going to ask my doctor about that.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
time I
that's
go.
actually something too, like, with your mom having a history, you know, and it could probably just been her, you know, just random, maybe not in it, but
yeah,
that's
but still, it's
definitely-
just a good
you
thing
should.
to do. All right, y'all, my camera died, but this was my lovely guest.
Thank you
C.
for having
Grace.
me. Thank
Of
you
course.
so much for having me.
Thank you.
you guys for listening and tuning in to Aqua World.
Period. Okay, and we will see you at the next episode,
See
okay?
ya.
Bye.